1 year ago, I put together a beginner's guide to your first 5 weeks playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. I did it for you guys, and a lot of people got a lot of use out of it, understanding what happens in your first 5 weeks playing the game. But with all the recent changes, which mainly involves these quests in the game now, these quests will enable you to go to level 85 faster than ever before. You can get it done in somewhere 3 to 4 weeks, whereas previously it would take you 105 days, 110 days. It took you 3+ months previously. So the game has completely changed. You're getting to level 85 quicker. So we need to update and redo and rethink our beginner's guide to your first 5 weeks playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good. And as stated, we are looking at a beginner's guide. This is for you guys beginning the game, maybe for you guys starting up new alt accounts now that they've changed the game. This is the guide to your first 5 weeks playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We're going to cover 5 things, 5 game modes, 5 preparatory things you need to do in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes during these first 5 weeks. It's a very different game now. It used to be that you were, after 5 weeks, you were still kind of working on setting up your roster, building up to a lot of things we're talking about in this video. You were still building up towards and getting ready for. Well, now you're just thrust right into those different game modes, those different trials, those different challenges. So today we're going to talk about 5 different game modes, 5 different things you need to be ready for in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We're going to start with number 1, and number 1 is going to be the credit heist. The very first thing you got to do on your roster is get ready for a credit heist. Every 3 to 4 weeks-ish, somewhere in that range, we get the credit heist in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I don't think we got it today, or do we have the... We've got the, it was yesterday. So, yeah, the credit heist, and then you also have the, I can't remember what the other one's called. There are 2 different events, and they require scoundrels. They require you to farm scoundrels in order to unlock them. So we're going to go take a look at some scoundrel teams here. Now, one thing you're going to notice with my roster here that I show you today, this is my new free-to-play account that I'm playing, the account that went through all the changes. And what you're going to see is I got a lot of teams and characters I'm going to show you to farm that I do not have activated yet. I wanted to show you and give you the real feel for how the game works here, because a lot of your rosters are going to look a lot like this throughout the first 5 weeks of playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So we're going to give you something to look at that makes a lot of sense with you. So let's take a look at those scoundrels that you can farm for your credit heist event. And the other one is the training droids event. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, training droids and credit heist. The same team. You need a team of scoundrels. So this top team is a team that I ended up using to get to the top tier of credit heist. This did the top tier, but the cool thing about this team, I don't have to farm any of these characters with regular or Cantina energy. These characters are available in all sorts of different places. It does not require regular farming at all. You can unlock Boba Fett with your Cantina energy. Yeah, here, Cantina, what is this called? Cantina. Doesn't even tell me what it's called. Cantina energy. You get this energy when you do Cantina battles. You pay 400, you get Boba Fett. You also get a bunch of shards of Boba Fett given to you with the quest. So Boba Fett, maybe Boba Fett, I don't know. Maybe Hot Boba, whatever. It looks a lot better now, I'll tell you that. It's pretty cool looking. Anyway, Boba Fett's an easy unlock with that Cantina energy. Han Solo is going to be available with your Mark 1 raid currency, I believe. Yes, there it is. Mark 1 raid currency. Everybody's going to be doing... You will all be doing raids that will get you Mark 1 raid currency. Han Solo is a character that will carry you all the way through the end of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So he is a character that I believe should go in your early set of scoundrels. If we look at the next scoundrel that I farmed here, it's Nute Gunray. Now, why did I farm Nute Gunray? Well, for me, on this account, I'm trying to do some different and fun things and have an interesting time. But he's also readily available in the Squad Arena store. A very easy 7-star farm with your Squad Arena currency early in the game. That's why I grabbed Nute Gunray here on this account. Cad Bane is a similar story available in the Galactic War store. A very easy farm for you to get to 7 stars. And for young Han Solo, we go right back into your Mark 1 raid currency. You can also get him with your daily guild currency, like whatever stuff you do with the guild, you get currency for that every day. These are very easy characters to unlock. I did add my mods on them for my Bad Batch, so a very available team for you to farm early on. Down here, I've got another team that would really readily carry you right through the credit heist, and also with Greef and Mando, maybe give you a little bit more beef for future game modes we're going to talk about here in a moment. So Greef and Mando are great. well, actually, I'm going to take it back here. So Mando is now available with that Galactic War currency too. I had to kind of retool my thinking because this is a new thing. He did not used to be available here. Now you can farm both Mando and Greef. And by the way, this did not exist when I started this account. Literally, you could not farm Mando and Greef in the Galactic War store. But if you farm them in the Galactic War store, great scoundrels to add in there for your credit heist and your early training droids in there. So that's the first game mode you got to be ready for, is the credit heist, and these are the scoundrel teams to get you ready for it. Now we're going to look at our next thing to get you ready for. It's going to be the Galactic War. You've got to go into Galactic War and have some performances there. Now, as soon as you get to level 85, you're going to be simming Galactic War. But until you get to level 85, whether you buy the Hyperdrive bundle or you just get there in 3.5 to 4 weeks on your own, you're going to have to play through this with your teams. Now, we're going to talk about some teams here that you can farm that will be really good at getting you through Galactic War. And what you want to look at with Galactic War farming is teams that refresh their protection, their health, teams that stay alive and go through multiple battles, alive, because you got to do like 12 battles in there every single day. You got to have those teams staying alive. The first thing I'm going to look at here is this is a team that they give it to you. I haven't activated these guys yet because I made a commitment on my new free-to-play account that I'm not going to farm the Phoenix because I'm trying to do different paths here that we don't normally do. But if you're new to the game and you're just getting started, the Phoenix with Captain Rex, by the way, you have to have Captain Rex. You have to have Captain Rex. If you don't have Captain Rex in the squad, they just suck. They'll be okay early on, and then as soon as you get into Grand Arena, they're useless. So Captain Rex is a requirement here. Putting this team together, again, is pretty easy. Hera and Captain Rex are going to be regular energy farms. Actually, did they put Hera somewhere else now? I don't think so. She used to be somewhere else, but I think she's just nope, there she is. She's now in the Galactic War store. I can't keep track. They've added so many characters to so many, so Galactic War for Hera as well. Captain Rex is just going to be a regular energy farm because he's a newer character. He's not going to be available in any stores. So regular energy, you can see me. I've been playing 10 weeks here. I've got him at 6 stars. You can farm him up pretty regularly. Chopper, again, is a character that is available very easily. Same way Boba Fett was available with that Cantina Battle Store currency. And then we look at Kanan. Kanan is Squad Arena currency, just like Newt Gunray. Zeb is also Galactic War currency. So you can farm up this team very easily. If you look at other Phoenix there, you can also look at your other Phoenix. I really, really like Sabine Wren, but I think she's just still a regular farm energy. I could be wrong about this. Let's see. Nope, she's still just a regular farm energy, so she's going to take you a lot more time to unlock, and maybe you'll sacrifice some other farms along the way. Ezra is going to cost you Cantina energy. So this is the easiest team to farm up for your Phoenix. They will do great for you in Galactic War, I promise you. Next up, we're going to look at 2 sets of Imperial Trooper teams. My Iden Versio team that I've farmed up for this account. This is a lot of fun. And the great thing is, Iden Versio is a fairly expensive character. She's going to cost you regular energy. As I said before, she's got a Zeta, she's got an Omicron, she needs a lot of Kyrotex. These are all really kind of resource-heavy, intensive things in the game. If you're new to the game, you'll find out as you go along. But these other 4 characters are pretty easy to get. You look at Stormtroopers, Snow Troopers, Magma Trooper. They're available in all the places we've shown you previously where you don't have to use energy to farm them. They are readily available characters. Range Trooper, a little more difficult, which is why I only have him 5 stars yet. He's a regular energy farm, but Range Trooper is a transformational Imperial Trooper in the game. He's going to allow you to do a lot of things with a lot of different teams. He can plug in anywhere you want, and he gives you ability to do assault battles down the road. I really, really recommend farming Range Trooper at the beginning of the game. He's just really, really versatile for your roster. Then we can look at your Veers Troopers. I love the Veers Troopers. I use them at all aspects of the game. I have a blast with these guys. But the problem is this is a fairly expensive team as it's put together. Now, you don't have to have this team exactly as it is right here. Veers is a regular energy farm. When we whoa, I just dropped Veers off the team. Veers is a regular energy farm. As mentioned with other characters, you take a look here, you've got to farm them with your regular energy, okay? Then Stark is easy. He's in your Mark 1 currency. Gideon, Dark Trooper, and Piet are going to be difficult to farm, more difficult to farm, and they are all resource. They require a lot of Kyrotex. You need at least 1 Zeta on Piet. They make an amazing team that carries you all the way through the late game and still has functions even in the end game. So I love this team, but Iden is a cheaper Imperial Trooper team. The second thing about this Imperial Trooper team is it gives you a lot of requirements for some future farms like Sith Eternal Emperor and your Executor, whereas this farm doesn't really give you those requirements. So a couple of Imperial Trooper farms. And then finally, if you just want to go another easy team to farm, you're going to look at your Jedi here. Bastila Shan leading, Mace Windu, Jedi Knight Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan Kenobi or Old Ben. A Jedi team under Bastila Shan is going to have a lot of extra protection, a lot of recovery, a lot of the ability to get through Galactic War very easily for you. And several of these characters you're going to want to gear up along the way too. So if first we've got the credit heist, and then we have Galactic War. Coming in at number 3, you got to look down here, is your level 78 ability mats. This is something we talk about a lot on this channel. Let's go to it again. We're giving you the 5 priorities as you get this game started. If you look over here at ships, it's not open today for me, but in fleet challenges, over here, here we go. Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, the ship ability materials challenge opens up for you. And in this challenge, you can get all these rewards, Omegas, and including Zetas at level 78, which now comes for you in about 2.5 weeks. It comes fast. At level 78, if you complete this ability material challenge at the next to highest level, at level 78, where it unlocks, you will be getting yourself 6 Zeta mats every week. And Zeta mats are your what's the right word? Your keystone, your paywall, not your paywall, your block. These are your I don't have a word. Give me a word. Somebody give me a word in chat for it. These are your obstacle to overcome. These are, you need a lot of Zetas. You need a lot of Zetas. These are complete character abilities. And a lot of them are transformational. Darth Vader gets his Merciless Massacre Zeta. He goes from useless to dominant in the early through the mid game. If you give Wampa her Zeta and then her Omicron, talk about Omicrons later someday, but she becomes a completely dominant character. Iden Versio with a Zeta. These Zetas transform characters. Omegas are nice, but Zetas transform characters. That's why when you get to level 78, in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which is going to happen fast, you need to have a fleet available that's going to get your Executrix to 5 stars, and you need to have 6 5-star ships. So I've got some ships highlighted here, and again, I'm going to tell you that I truly believe to this day that the best ships to farm and the most available ships are going to be Geospy and Geosoldier, along with your Geonosians. These 2 ships are available also in the Galactic War Store. Sunfac you can get occasionally in Galactic War Store, but often in the Fleet Arena Store and the Guild Event Token Store. And you can farm it on an early note as well. These 3 ships, specifically Spy and Soldier, are the easiest to get ships in the game. And I'm going to add actually TIE Bomber to that list now too, because TIE Bomber is now in the Galactic War Store. So you should be grabbing TIE Bomber every time it shows up in that Galactic War Store so that you can get it up to 5. Actually, 4 stars is all you need to unlock a 5-star Executrix, but you can get it to 5 stars. Me, I'm a little behind the 8 ball because this happened like midstream for me. So anyway, this ship, the TIE Bomber, Spy, Geospy, and Geosoldier, and TIE Bomber, by the way, you don't need any characters to unlock for, but Spy and Soldier, you need their characters to unlock. These are the opening 3 ships. You can add Sunfac to it. Other easy ship farms or efficient ship farms, I guess. Kylo Ren on MASH, you can farm him on his node. You'll also get his ship, the TIE Silencer. The TIE Fighter is available on the same node as the TIE Fighter Pilot. And they give you the Slave 1 at 4 stars. You can farm it every day over in fleet battles to get to 5 stars. That starts at level 60. You may or may not be able to get to level 5 or 5 stars by that time. I kind of put it here on the end, but I truly believe in the Geos as the best way to get yourself ready by level 78 to unlock and get those ability mats done so you can start getting those Zetas. And yeah, so that is number 1, 2, and 3. And coming in 4th, they're going to be very closely related. We're going to talk about Fleet Arena here. Fleet Arena is your 4th priority. Now, some of you, what is happening here? Uh-oh, somebody's at my door. I got to go get it. I'll be right back. All right, apologies. And yeah, I'm going to leave that in there. Hey, the guy came we had a delivery to the door, and my ring went off. I had to go get it. Anyway, coming in at number 4 is Fleet Arena. Now, a lot of you are going to argue with me that you need to start this at the very beginning. I can see that. I agree with that. But there's so many other things we got to work on that it's really hard to focus on Fleet Arena from the very beginning, especially when you're making sure you get that fleet up to get your Zeta mats at level 78. So, but if you want to focus on Fleet Arena, you can do that. A couple of early fleets, because the problem is that this fleet is not really going to carry you to the top 50 of Fleet Arena and maybe even the top 20 where you need to be every day to get crystals. So this fleet right here, it's good. It'll do okay. And if you get a good draw early on, maybe you'll get there early on. But this fleet fades pretty quickly for you. So what you're going to want to build is one of two fleets. You're going to want to go for Negotiator or Malevolence right off the bat. And I realize this requires get 2 currency, that you'll need to be in a guild that's doing Geonosis territory battles. But I've said multiple times, and I've got a video, I'll put a pin right up there, how to find a good guild. You can find a good guild very early on in the game that is doing Geo territory battles that will help get you through this game and get you that Mark II, get 2 currency so you can farm these ships. However, with that said, if you're farming the Galactic Republic fleet here, you can sub in Mace Windu's ship, the Endurance. I always want to call it the Endeavor because that was a space shuttle. But anyway, the Endurance you could put here with these Galactic Republic ships and farm them right away to really climb into Fleet Arena. And once you get the Marauder down there on the end, this little Marauder right here, this ship transforms this fleet into an end game fleet. The next fleet, if you can get early-ish would be the Malevolence. You can farm the Hyena Bomber and the Vulture Droid. It's a little more tough there because there's no other... You would end up putting these ships with your Executrix, and that's not a great mix, honestly. So if you're looking at Fleet Arena, probably the best early way to conquer Fleet Arena is gonna be your Galactic Republic fleet, putting in Mace Windu's ship first and then subbing in the Negotiator once you get ready. And I think if you want to see this in action, you can watch my channel over the next several months, but you can go watch Sanjita's. Sanjita's got really good examples on his free-to-play account of how he's climbed into the top of Fleet Arena using this Galactic Republic fleet. And when you add the Marauder, things change drastically in the positive direction. And of course, as an early game farm, you're going to want to push your way toward the Executor. It's one of the most important early farms you can do. We show the Executor here. You're farming bounty hunters and their ships at some point anyway. You know, you're getting those Empire ships out of the way. We talked a couple of them, TIE Fighter and TIE Bomber you need for this. Imperial Troopers required. The Executor is just a great early farm for someone to climb to the top of Fleet Arena. But that said, if you get this Galactic Republic fleet built with the Negotiator out there, and you get the Marauder down here in that fleet, you can compete with any Executor out there and have no problem climbing to the top of Fleet Arena. So just that's a guide for Fleet Arena. A lot of people, like I said, will talk about building up this fleet here, like from the very beginning of the game, and I can't argue with you much. I just want to make sure you guys are ready for level 78 when it gets here, so you can conquer that as well. And if you want to look at what I've done, I've kind of mishmashed these 2 fleets together because, again, I'm not farming the Geos on my account. I committed to not doing things like Phoenix and Geos, things that you really should do as an early game player. I'm doing different things in this account, so I mishmashed my fleets together to get this done on my account. And after you accomplish those first 4 things and you're climbing through Fleet Arena, you've conquered Galactic War, you've conquered the credit heist, you've done the Fleet Arena, you've done your level 78 ability mats, then you are in the process of getting your roster ready for Grand Arena. We're going to talk about a few teams you can use to get there. But boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Grand Arena is the tippy top of the game. This is where the game really comes together. It is a game mode that is not really rivaled by any other game out there of this ilk. You're playing your entire roster against the entire roster of another player. And yeah, sometimes there are big mismatches. You might run into a giant roster of somebody that just doesn't play Grand Arena very often. They throw it out there against you. They may be doing it just to get some of their rewards, but they're not going to fight against you. Or maybe they just blow you away. It does happen, but I just went through my first 2 rounds of Grand Arena on my brand new account, and all 6 of my battles, I went 5-1. All 6 of my battles were against relatively similar accounts. So that was a really nice change in the game. We'll see how it goes in the future and if that keeps up or not. But as far as farming for Grand Arena, these fleets are just going to be there. These are the fleets you're going to have for Grand Arena and ready. You don't need to farm any different fleets than these. You're good to go there. But let's talk about the characters and the squads you can use to farm for Grand Arena. And again, I'll say this. Out of the squads we've been farming so far, these squads are going to be okay in Grand Arena. This one's not. These won't be super great unless you really gear them up, and then they'll be okay. Your Galactic War Squad, your Phoenix with Captain Rex, your Iden Versio Trooper, your Veers Troopers, these are going to be excellent early Grand Arena teams. Excellent, excellent, excellent early Grand Arena teams. The Basilisk Shan Jedi will be a decent early Grand Arena team for you. If you're going to go this way, I prefer doing Qui-Gon Jinn with his Omicron, and that turns Jedi Knight Anakin into a gigantic nuke for you, but that's something you learn about in different videos on the channel. Let's talk about other Grand Arena teams. I've got my Geos up here. Again, on this account, I firmly believe, and I say it all the time, that the Geos are a required early farm for every roster in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It is a way to get yourself into a Geonosis Territory Battles Guild, which is very important for a lot of reasons. They are a great team. I was playing all the way into, let's see, Carbonite Bronzium. The second tier of, so I went through 5 rounds of Carbonite. I went into Bronzium 3. I was still getting holds with my mediocre geared Geonosians all the way up to there. These guys, you put them on defense, they will make people scream. They will get holds on defense for you in Grand Arena. They are a tremendous early game Grand Arena team, and they do a lot for your roster. Even when you get into the late game, you can use them on offense instead of defense. Hey guys, Wampa. Wampa by herself. Now she needs a Zeta, like we talked about with the level 78 Ability Materials Challenge. She needs a full Zeta, and her Omicron is required for this. For Cornered Beast down here, in Grand Arenas, she becomes a monster, especially early through mid-game. An absolute monster beast is what she should be. Wampa all by herself, but she needs a Zeta and she needs an Omicron to get there, is a great character to farm for Grand Arena. Same story with Savage Opress, but he's a little bit easier to get your hands on. Wampa's going to require Mark II raid currency to farm that way. Savage Opress is available in your squad arena shop, right there with Newt Gunray, Kanan Jarrus, Mace Windu's in there, a lot of other characters in that squad arena shop. You can get a 7-star Savage Opress in your roster pretty easily. And once you put a Zeta and an Omicron on him, you do need the Zeta and the Omicron, he becomes a major force in Grand Arena. His Omicron turns him into a beast. I just clicked off of him. His Omicron turns him into a beast. He can be a solo artist in early Grand Arena. Later in Grand Arena, you will use him, and it's down here in Brute, the Zeta and the Omicron. Later in Grand Arena, you'll use him with your Darth Treya team for the most part. He's going to be a monster in Grand Arena with an early Zeta and an early Omicron. And I think I got one more. No, I got 2 more teams down here. I should have had 3 more, actually. I'm gonna pull up another one for you as well. Let's talk about the 501st clones. These guys are also, again, very easy to get your hands on. Rex and Echo are available with your Mark I currency. Let's go take a look at that. You can get both these guys here with Mark I raid currency. That's a very easy farm. And then you can get 5s with your Cantina energy, just like Boba Fett, just like Ahsoka. We looked at somebody else like this, I think. Oh, Stormtroopers in here, Choppers in there. A lot of characters available in this store as well. And you can even farm him with his ship on a regular energy node. 5s is very available. You look at ARC Trooper. ARC Trooper is the only challenging farm on here where you actually have to spend Cantina energy to get him. But Cantina energy is not the worst spend in your life, and you get that character unlocked faster than you would with normal energy. So if you could put it together a nice little 501st clones team, this can do a lot of good for you. I'd say on offense in Grand Arena early in the game. Ahsoka is a 501st, so she can fit in there as well, unless you find another clone or something to put in there with them. I got this final team. I'm going to mention one more team. I should have put them on there. I didn't. If you went ahead and got CLS unlocked, you could put like a modified CLS team out there, right? You can go with CLS, and CLS is Commander Luke Skywalker, by the way. CLS, Han Solo, which we told you to unlock earlier for your credit heist with your scoundrels. Then you can use 3 characters that you use for yourself to unlock CLS. These guys are in the CLS journey. Old Ben Kenobi, R2-D2, and Stormtrooper Han. You'll have all of them at 7 stars. This is not the ideal mid or end game team for Commander Luke Skywalker. That involves C-3PO, Chewbacca, and 3PO. But right now, early game, this will be a pretty effective team for you, either on defense or offense, if you get those Zetas on CLS that he needs. I'm going to go one more team here, and I should have put this together. And it's another Omicron team. I'm going to say, and I've kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but if you get Qui-Gon Jinn, just not Master Qui-Gon, regular Qui-Gon Jinn, who is available, once again, like Boba Fett here in the Cantina Battle Store, you get him up to 7 stars, even 6 stars. and you add the Zeta and the Omicron, just like Savage, just like Wampa, Zeta and Omicron to this ability, it turns any Galactic Republic, actually, it turns any Jedi into really awesome characters once he's defeated. You can read the ability later, but it turns Jedi Knight Anakin, if you fill that team filled with just Galactic Republic Jedi, it turns Jedi Knight Anakin into an AoE nuke. He will attack the entire team with his overpowering assault and just smoke them. He just smokes them because his Righteous Fury says, whenever another ally falls below 50% health or is defeated, so when Qui-Gon is defeated, Anakin takes a bonus turn. His next attack deals 100% more damage if all allies were Galactic Republic. Qui-Gon's Omicron says, when he dies, everybody gets 400% of his offense. So Anakin's basically rolling with an 800% offensive attack. He is a nuke. He is a nuke, ladies and gentlemen. So that Qui-Gon Jinn, Anakin with some other Galactic Republic Jedis like Mace Windu, Ahsoka. You can go light. You don't have to go the whole team. Just get a partial team out there. I've even gone a lot Qui-Gon Jinn and Anakin alone, depending on what team you're facing. You don't want ability block and stuff like that. Separate conversation. That's a great team to farm for Grand Arena. And that is going to wrap us up on our 5 game modes. The things you need to focus on in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for your first 5 weeks of playing the game. I hope this has helped you out. Let me know in comments if there's something I'm missing. As always, I ask for you guys. Give us some stuff we need to focus on in the first 5 weeks. There's so many things to focus on. These 5 game modes, the teams you can farm for them that I've shown you will really help you develop your roster and be ready by the time you hit your 3rd, 4th, and 5th week in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Hey, everybody, have a great day. I will talk to you soon. And always remember, Nooch Too Good. One year ago, I put together a video, a beginner's guide to your first 5 weeks in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Now, thanks to all of the recent changes, this video is now completely obsolete. A lot of you guys have used it along the way, and we want to update that. So this is our updated first beginner's guide to your first 5 weeks in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. 1 year ago, I put together a beginner's guide for you guys for your first 5 weeks playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and it's been great. A lot of people have gotten a lot of great guidance out of that. And 1 year ago, I put together a guide to your first 5 weeks in. 1 year ago, I put together a video for you guys, a beginner's guide to your first 5 weeks playing. 1 year ago, I put together a video, and let's fucking redo it. 1 year ago, I put together a video for a 1 year ago, I put together a beginner's guide video for your first 5 weeks playing Star Wars of Galaxy of Heroes. I'm a complete moron here. I'm a complete moron. 1 year ago, I put together a beginner's guide video for your first 5 week